Hello and welcome to today's Wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on Minionless Demon Hunter. Minionless Demon Hunter is a deck that at its core is based around both the older package of cards that say if your deck has no minions, do X, as well as the new Timeways payoffs like Lasting Legacy that does functionally the same thing. If your deck has no minions, do X thing. Now, what you get basically for that is so very varied. If that makes sense. I know that sounds like I'm repeating myself, but there's no consistency in what this package wants to do. We have Discover Minion Ramp Tool. That's fine. Give your self-attack and your hero attack. Your self-attack and your minions and your hand attack. Okay. Then you have a deal 4 damage and then 4 1/1 rushers. Okay. 4 mana 3/3 demons that immediately attack, so kind of have rush of their own. That's the only thing that's even kind of synergistic with each other. 5 mana, summon some 3/3s with lifesteal. Okay. And discover a big demon and also reduce the cost of your next minion. So, the whole bit of this deck is all over the place, beyond just the, hey, don't have any minions. So, beyond this weird smattering of no minion, quote, payoffs, unquote, we also have Soul Eater's Scythe, which basically, as you can see, it consumes the minion, which basically just means at the start of the game, the 3 minions we have on our deck get converted into a 1 mana spell that should just let you discover one of said cards. 3 minions that we have, because they're very important. I have a Lurker, an Elite Tauren Chieftain, and where's the last one? And a Hive Queen. Because you are limited to so few creatures that you can kind of sneak in, you have to either get really strong ones or one that have like synergy built in, and the Zerg creatures are entirely self-contained, so that's why we run them. Elite Tauren Chieftain is granted not a Zerg, but as you will see, we have another Zerg, Hive Queen, where Hive Queens are both card draw instruments and ways to generate, again, more, self-contained Zerg creatures and minions, therefore giving us the best minions that we can kind of hope to get with such a limited pool. Eye of Shadow, sometimes you just have to have lifesteal because this deck is too cute and too bad and will get ran over by actually any amount of pressure. And a single big game hunter, because sometimes you also have to remove a big scary thing because your deck doesn't really remove creatures in the same way that sort of forces the Eye of Shadow to be in our sideboard. Another little honorable mention of minions that we get to include that aren't technically minions at the start of the game is Cthulhu. Cthulhu the Shattered, start of the game, breaks up into various spells that will eventually give us a Cthulhu. And sometimes we can win with the Cthulhu, but really, we're winning because of the Cthulhu and not because of our goofy little no minion thing. So, beyond our 3 existing base creatures, we also have ways to kind of cheat it, like, again, Cthulhu, or even Kerrigan, because you could argue the 2 Hive Queens that Kerrigan summons are also minions, but aren't technically considered minions. And, of course, Kerrigan's okay at applying pressure and can be a board clear. Again, the reason why we include them is that they're pretty self-contained. Last thing really is that we run the relic packages here. We're just trying to make a terrible, terrible gimmick as best as we can. Another weird one, Champions of Azeroth, is a minion that isn't a minion. But yeah, that is... this might not sound like the most glowing recommendation, but I'll talk about this now before we go on to the first game. The no minion, like, what's the word? Archetype it's just bad. Don't touch it. It's really, really bad. It can't be good. And even when you do the thing, like, its payoffs are so weak and underpowered. Hello, cat, as you hit the mouse. Are so weak and underpowered that it's not even really worth doing. And any wins you can get are, again, because of all the Zerg, you know, cards that we have and all their self-contained synergies, or Cthulhu being a win con of itself, or even the relics being a relatively self-contained package. It is not because of the actual, like, no minion cards. And like Soul Eater's Scythe, cool, we have to pay a 1-mana tax on all of our minions, and what do we get? A 4-mana 4/2 weapon. It's garbage. It was garbage before, it's garbage now. Do not run it. Don't run this. Let somebody like me waste their time and their dust and what have you. Don't touch this at all. Really, probably ever. I don't think they can ever make this keyword good. Or keyword. This mechanic good. Now, with that scathing review of this Garbaggio deck out of the way, I shall now attempt to show you 2 games that probably aren't going to go very well. Now, on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our Minionless Demon Hunter. And, you know, honestly, it's fine. This is one of those, you're just looking for things you can play early on, and a lot of Warlocks aren't the most aggressive. And if they're the self-damage quest, we already lose. Not only were we going to lose against most decks with this garbage minionless thing, but the self-damage Warlock is, like, actually a very strong list. Huh. That's not what that is. Okay. Hero Power and Go Face. Color me interested. I don't know why they have a Void Virtuoso, but we shall see. Or is it just a discard Warlock that isn't running the discard stuff? That's fine. We'll go ahead and coin out the relics here. Just try and start clawing for board control where we can. This is one of those decks where pressure is actually not what you're trying to do. If this deck really loses the board ever, it functionally just cannot win. It has to maintain board control at all times. Chaos Leech is part of the cards I didn't talk about in the deck tech. This is just more removal to get this dumpster fire to be as good as possible. And even then, I cannot specify this enough, it's not great. I was going to go to, like, remove one of their other creatures, but the Leech gave us a good trade on a Malefic Rook. And this is one of those where we're gonna... I kind of talked about this, where, again, how this isn't, like, a good, like, bit they've cobbled together at Blizzard. We have done the thing. We have a turn for one of our plays that is a payoff for not having any minions in our deck. Here's a 4-mana 6/6 that will immediately die to give us some degree of board control. And, like, I guess, like, it's not awful. And this is one of those where the Fel'Drai Warband and the, what was the name of that card? The Hounds of Fury and the Warband. Also, this absolutely hoses us. The Warband and the Hounds are easily the best no minion payoff things. They just are. It's one of those that removes a thing from a board and can potentially leave you with a board of your own, or it can all be thrown into, like, removal if you need it to be. That is about as good as it's gonna get. And this is one of those, we've done everything we could hope to do, and here we are. I'm like trying to figure out how not to die. Oh, man, this really absolutely stinks. I guess we can discover something with Solitude. Sure, we're never gonna get to play this. The magical Christmas land for a card like Solitude is where you've generated several cards in your hand already, with either other Solitudes or, as you can see, the Champions of Azeroth, or even some of our larvae generated from Zerg minions, that you can like do a cute, big, flashy turn, but oftentimes it's just like this moment now, where we're just like trying not to die. So we got like a 2-mana, you know, discover a creature, and especially in Wild, as the card pool gets bigger and bigger and bigger, these like crap little payoffs like just discover a minion are just going to get worse and worse as the pool gets more and more diluted. There's just no two ways around it. Is there anything that helps? Okay, Chaos Leech helps. We're alive. I was going to say we're probably just dead, but that keeps us alive. We'll go ahead and play Champions of Azeroth. For the Hordes, better. I'm about to say, because Cairn exists. Cairn is... sorry, not Cairn. I mean, yes, Cairn, but... For the Champions of Azeroth, I've personally found the Horde to be better in terms of just, like, generic creatures. Alliance has cool effects, but, like, Horde has just better dudes, if that makes sense. And then we just die. And that's honestly how things are going to go with this deck. It's actually pretty fitting that, this is admittedly by sheer happenstance. I am recording this as the ladder reset yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to climb up with the deck I'm testing next. But this is pretty good in that it'll show that this deck really can't even do it at bronze. It's like not a good look. But anywho, now we'll go on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our Minionless Demon Hunter. And this is fine, I guess. We'll see if they're a mage that's trying to like OTK us, or I've seen like that Discover quest kind of pop up a little bit, and that could be a bit more fun. In the meantime, Hero Power, go face. This deck doesn't really have anything it can do on turn 1 anyway, so it's kind of the default action. Oh, it is the Discover thing. Okay, this... I mean, I know it sounds like I'm ragging on this deck, but I'm ragging on it because the deck deserves it. I would say normally I really like these matchups. Discover... Basically, Discover Mage is like a fun one. It's not necessarily the most powerful, but like it does well. And maybe, because I don't think I win against this in testing with the Minionless Demon Hunter. I suppose there's a possibility that because we're both trying to do like particularly cute things, that maybe the deck has like the roughest of rough chances. We shall see though. You know what? I'll go ahead and relic out. Or I'll vault out 2 relics, I should say. This is one of those where at least the relic package is a package that is pretty good, pretty self-contained, and can help... Oh, they have no minions. Ooh, there are no minions and Discover. Ooh la la. What was I going to say? Ah, yes, the, what's the word? The relic package is another one of those things that we include, much like the Zerg, to help an otherwise, like, terrible deck have as much of a chance as it can. In the meantime, we'll do Champions of Azeroth, but we'll do For the Alliance. Maybe there's some cool stuff we can get there. Is Antonidas an Alliance? Okay. I literally don't think I've ever gotten Antonidas off this card. I Did not know that you could get it. Varian Rin, fucking hot garbage in this deck. I mean, we draw 3 cards, I guess, which is, like, not the worst, but, like, meh, you know? This deck, actually, one of the things it doesn't lack for is card draw, and even if it did lack, like, you can only do so much in any one of your turns anyway. You can't even really make, like, good use of it. But we'll see. If nothing else, we could just play Antonidas next turn. Hi, sweet caramel. It's your brother. He's hanging out under bed. It's your bubby. Our opponent is doing the thing, so I guess we're just going to play Antonidas. Maybe get lucky and, like, cheese out some damage with fireballs. Maybe that's, like, a thing that can happen. Nothing else. We could do the Eternal Hold and maybe get a demon that might be useful. God, what another equally fucking awful payoff. That's not great, is it? Especially as a mage, yeah, I was about to say, they're going to be able to, like, actually do something with all those cards. Oh, sorry. They're going to be able to, with all of their cards, be able to get mileage out of the Antonidas, is what I meant to say. Yeah, we'll actually do I don't love doing this, but get a couple Chaos Leeches here. Give me some Fireballs. Maybe we'll be able to survive and start throwing Fireballs face. We can only hope. Notice how, when the deck has done its best, we haven't used a single of the fucking no minion cards. Which should be, like, very telling. And, like, god damn it, I want it to be good. I really do. And, like, as an... at a conceptual level, like, I see what they were going for, but, like, my god. My boy they just missed the mark. Another... Well, okay, it's not exactly Sorcerer's Apprentice, but it's like, it's up there. Bunker Sergeant. Storage Scuttle. Okay. That's not the worst. Don't know what we do now. We could do... Yeah, you know what? We're never going to have a clean use for this Eternal Hold anyway, so might as well. Hope we find a good demon. If this minion survives damage, deal that much damage to the enemy hero. Sure. In before objection. Okay. Not gonna lie, I really thought that it was gonna be objection. Oh, Ice Barrier is fine. That's totally fine. I mean, we're doing stuff, I guess. Again, it's just one of those, like, none of our success is coming from the no minions thing. It's a fact. Honestly, we're kind of playing our own weird version of Discover Demon Hunter against a Discover Mage. Now that I think about it, which is, like, a little bit hilarious. You know what? We'll do a Body of Cthulhu. Let's see, I have 4 spots on the board, so yeah, you know, we'll Relic Vault. Get a couple more Phantasms a-going. We're sitting on 2 Fireballs in hand. Who knows? Now, granted, by the very nature of... Okay, I was going to say, by the very nature of, like, Discover Mage, like, who knows what... Oh, that's slick. I like that. Who knows what, you know, they happen to RNG to with Discover. So this deck can either go great or terrible. Hang on, what? After you discover a card, this plays the other options. So I get... What? It wouldn't have given you... Discover a secret, set its cost to 1. but it didn't... My brain's melting. Do the hold again. Maybe we get the big boy. It's not nothing. Guess we'll play the Dreadlord and just hope we find something. I'm gonna start throwing fireballs face. We're at a stage where, like, I'm actually feeling, like, pretty in control here. So we're just gonna, like, try and make our opponent have the thing. There is a part of me that's a little concerned that they just discovered, like, an ice block. Because this deck doesn't really handle an ice block well. Hell yeah, never punished. That was the last drink, right? Yeah. Glare is killing my ability to read some cards, so I apologize. Yeah. Yogg is cute. That kind of stinks, but didn't get rid of a big... Oh my god, okay, never mind. Might be... Wow. Okay, yeah, well done. Okay. What was that? 1... 5 spells. The spells cost 5 or more. Okay. He cast more than that. Am I going crazy? Whatever. Think we'll do a warband. Would love to get rid of the... What's the word? Need to get rid of the Ragnaros. There we go. I was like, man, I know his name. My brain's melting. Once again, maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, okay. I knew that had some spell on it, the cast, but like that wasn't shown in the like list of things they got, but that's fine. Not for nothing. It is okay. That stinks. That kind of borks our whole board, which we don't love. Okay, if we get another really bad hit with the hold, it does reduce the cost of all the minions in our hand, so we can Varian, draw some cards, and maybe have something happen. But we have all the secrets in the world. I'd be very surprised if this like cute idea in my head like plays. To be okay, I was gonna start talking match it on the deck again, like default to that. Ow. But we did talk about this in the first game, where the warband, basically the like the minion ones are like actually not awful. Like the like deal damage and also summon some minions, which those are like not the worst things in the world. We do have to do champions for the horde, but I was about to say, well, okay, Mana Bind's a different thing. Well, now I wish I would have played Bound Soul, because that would have done nothing. Sylvanas is nice, but I would prefer to do the ETC now. So, Eternal Hold. ETC, hope it doesn't get countered. Really roundabout way to get a big game hunter, but we got there eventually. Mirror Entity's not that bad. I guess we'll go face. If they have like... I was about to say like a Flame Ward or something that would have potentially sucked. But we're in an okay spot. This weird goofball deck that I maintain, you should not run, and do not waste your time or dust or money on this thing. We're happening to get there by sheer luck, and what little bit of success this particular game, which is not stereotypical to this deck's experience at all, is again not even coming from the actual no minion cards, really. I mean, beating him on fatigue, which is something. Is it enough to, like, matter? Yeah, you know? I might actually just play the Siege Breaker because it's just a taunt. I mean, Lasting Legacy is something. If the Legacy resolves, we'll take some more attack on our big taunt guy. Alright. I was expecting... Well, okay. Oh, okay. Rigged fair game. That's fine. They might actually deck themselves. I was really expecting one of those secrets to either stop us from playing the dude or something, or from the spells. I was not expecting to get that whole turn. But we're getting there, I guess. We're doing it, baby! That Barnes? Or Morose? Whatever the fuck that dude's name is. Luckily, I actually kinda sorta have an answer a little bit. The Morose is also going to do fucking nothing, so they're just going to have a 1-1 sitting there, taking up space. Which is nice. Hidden object. Yeah, more secrets. I mean, luckily they're starting to run out of origin stuff. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's not great. This deck already struggles with secrets, but, like, especially starts to struggle with a ice block, because that thing is really strong. Ice block really is... I was going to say it's like an anti-fun tool, and maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but, like, it's not true kind of things, you know? Simulacrum. Our plan's the same. Heart of Cthulhu. And this is one of those moments where we're going to get the, like, actually, you know, use the cost reduction over several minions, which is kind of nice. If it doesn't get countered. It doesn't, which is nice. Sun Fury is nice. You can summon a board with taunt. Just something. Or give a board taunt, I should say. It's not the worst. Hitting to the Patriarch. That's less good. Although, I mean, more things on their board is more things I can take with the Sylvanas, which is something. Summoning Ward. Summon a copy of your highest cop. I mean, that's kind of cute. That's a hilarious thing to burn. Alright. If we draw nothing that's, like, particularly good, again, we can just vary in and get some card draw out of it. Which might actually be helpful. One of the sideboard tech cards, much in the way... Or not sideboard. Not technically sideboard. One of the tech cards that I included, much like the Chaos Leech card, is that 4 mana, gain 2 attack, and immune, and then damage everything on their board cards. I don't know if I'm frozen if I attack with that card still. I don't know if the immune overwrites the freeze. I don't know, since I took their water elemental, I'm going to get a chance to find out, but I'm genuinely interested. I don't actually know how that works mechanically. Interesting, though. That's helpful. Don't really have a whole lot to do, so vary in and draw. Maybe we'll find something interesting off of the draw. Okay. This is one of those moments where that both the hounds are, like we talked about, one of the better things you can do. Oh, I didn't think about that. That might have... Okay, that might have been silly. The hounds are one of the better ones, just because it can potentially impact a board. Oh, that is how that... Okay, so that's how that meters. figures out. That's interesting. The deal with the devil might turn around and kind of be good, but it's really any good that this is going to get in this game is only because their deck is not some... They don't have any dudes on their board. And, like, yeah, most cards are good if your opponent doesn't have any way to stop them. I don't really feel like that's, like, much of a statement, though. Feeling kind of good. That's fine. That's smart. They do need to get rid of this. You actually enjoy the card draw, so sure. And Hive Queens are a good way to get effective card draw from the generated larva, which is very nice. I was never good at StarCraft, but I liked the game. And when I did play, I was Terran. But even watching, like, stuff online, even I knew that you had, like, well, this is really more of a thing. And, well, no, it's in StarCraft 1, too, like, managing your larva. Never thought I'd have to manage my larva in a game of not actually StarCraft. Bouncel. You know what? Give me a lurker. We're already going to have what we need here. It's fine. We're going to get all the... What's the word? All of the minion generation from the eventual Kerrigan. This is one of those... We're ahead on... what's the word? On fatigue. So I don't think I need to, like, rush out the Kerrigan. We can really kind of save it for a board wipe if we need to. Or just a way to, like, get cards. I could also use it for the, whatever, 5 armor you get? Yeah, 5 armor you get from playing Kerrigan. We do know that... You can't draw cards, you're crazy. I was about to say just gain armor. We know the one secret they have is ice block, so no point in going overly hard trying to get this to work. That's very funny. Yeah, to be fair, that was never really gonna do anything. You know, Lurker and a Hounds of Fury is actually gonna circle around to being, like, not the worst. Rather nice, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Why not? Lurker. Let me... You know what? I don't think I'm going to need... Okay, that worked out pretty well. I was about to say, if we lose Water Elemental, I don't think it's detrimental to our game plan. Play the Hounds. The Hounds attacks. And we also get the Lurker. Pings off of their attack. Of course, would we love for them to be Zerg minions, so we get the extra point of damage from the Lurker? Yes, but this is one of those. Not letting the good be the enemy of, like, the best, or whatever that statement is. Another Yogg. Earthquake's pretty good. That's gonna do it. Crystal Alignment. Sunwell's hilarious. 7 rats. Gain some armor. You know what? We're not going to get a cleaner time to do that, so why not? Oh, sorry, we're not going to get a cleaner time to play a Kerrigan, so we're just going to play our favorite, I guess you would consider that Infested Ghost, long ago, and go face with the rest. Slowly generate cards off of the generated larva. That's actually a good one to burn. They're not really wanting to draw cards at this stage anyway. You have fucking... There's Protoss cards in there? Okay, that's fine. It's very odd, but whatever. We're gonna go ahead and Eye of Cthulhu here. trying to figure out... Okay, yeah, this is, I think, the best way that we're going to pop the block here. You know, weirdly, I guess I might as well play Lorthamar, because I'm not going to get a... One, I have nothing else to do with my turn, but I'm not going to get any other use out of the double stats thing other than buffing a Cthulhu. Yeah, we have, by some miracle, gotten a win with a deck that really should not get a win, if we're being honest. I would love for Minionless Demon Hunter to be a thing that works, but it's like really not. It's much more of a meme. If you, it's like worse than a meme. So yeah, don't play this deck. Don't. Watch somebody like me, or if you have some other favorite content creator who's like done this list, let them suffer so you don't have to, kind of thing. They don't have another one, do they? Okay, that's fine. Lurker. And then we attack. And yeah, it's a good list. Don't run it. Have fun. I'll never come back to this deck again. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.